Hello there, amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new amazing Doctor Who ranking video for today. For this Doctor Who ranking video, I'm going to be ranking all of the Doctors from 1963 down to 2024. And yes, I'm actually going to include Ncuti Gatwa, considering that we've had the Christmas episode in. I was going to do this later in the year after his first season has aired, but I was thinking, you know, why don't I make this kind of a January sort of thing? So every January I do my up-to-date ranking on the Doctors, see how they go over the next 12 months. So I thought that'd be quite interesting to do, see what if my opinion changes on some Doctors and some Doctors don't really change. And to be honest with you, some Doctors have really moved up, and some Doctors I absolutely do quite enjoy, and that is looking at some other Doctors. So, are you sitting there comfortable? Good. And I will begin and tell you how I rank each of the Doctors. So we've got 19. Now, you're probably wondering why have I put 19? Because I'm actually going to include Jo Martin, Richard Hurndall, David Bradley and John Hurt into this list, because they still play an incarnation. Jo Martin played The Fugitive, where John Hurt played The War, but David Bradley and Richard Hurndall both played the first Doctors. So, yeah, let's dive into it, shall we? So, in 19th place, we have Jodie Whittaker. Now, the Whittaker era does have some very good lows. Well, it's got a load of lows, very, very lows. And it's got quite a few good highs, but Whittaker's performance as the Doctor doesn't really suit what I think that the Doctor should be. I mean, in Series 11, she doesn't really have many Doctor moments for me. I mean, when I have rewatched the Whittaker era lately, and to be honest with you, I just don't know what I can actually say about it, because yeah, there are quite a few good highs in there, and looking at the highs, that is literally the Dalek trilogy, which is Revolution, Revelation of the Daleks and Eve of the Daleks, which are absolutely brilliant. And then of course she has got some other stories with the Santarans that are quite good, like War of the Santarans, and of course, you know, some other great episodes. And of course we have The Power of the Doctor. Then we have the ones that really, really are lows. But Whittaker's performance doesn't really make me think of the Doctor, really, because where she's there, like, always second fiddle, like she doesn't know what's going on. But if you look at the past Doctors, every time they go into the situation, they don't know what's going on, but they work it out quite quick, and then they go into stopping it. So yeah, Whittaker's Doctor doesn't really feel much like the Doctor, and I'm sorry to say that. In 18th place, we have the 10th Doctor, played by David Tennant. Now, even though David Tennant has made a return stunt to the universe of Doctor Who as the 14th Doctor, I actually do quite enjoy David Tennant's performance. But the 10th Doctor, I can't put my finger on it, because I just don't really enjoy the 10th Doctor's run. As a kid, I just loved watching Doctor Who every Saturday night with my dad. But the 10th Doctor, looking back at it now, it doesn't feel much like the Doctor. This is the Doctor who feels more human than Time Lord. And this is the one thing about the 13th Doctor as well. The 13th Doctor feels more human than she does Time Lord as well. And these two incarnations, that even though Whittaker does it a bit differently, but she still will be my least favourite, and I'm sorry to say that. Hopefully she does move up. I'm not a Whittaker hater. It's just in her era, I think there are quite a few lows than there are highs. And there's more lows, very, very more lows. But Tennant's era as the 10th Doctor, what can I say about it? I don't really care for the whole romantic stuff of Series 2. Like, every single episode is a kind of a bit of a date. And then, of course, it ends up into a love triangle and all that. And then when you get in with Martha, it just feels like the Doctor's treating Martha a bit like a rebound. And I don't really care for that. But then, of course, you get with the stuff with Donna, which is amazing. And that's when the 10th Doctor does redeem himself to me. I do feel like the 10th Doctor gets redeemed halfway through Series 3, all the way through Series 4, and some of the specials. But then you get to the end of time, and I just don't... he just blows it for me with some lines saying, "If everything I am who I am dies." I just don't really care for that, and it really builds up that people are going to not like the next Doctor. And to be honest with you, even going back to it now, I mean, the 10th Doctor is very, very cringy, and these final line, "I don't want to go," it just makes me want to punch him in the face, the 10th Doctor. But I just don't really care for him. He's got some great highs. He's got more highs than lows, but I just don't care for the whole lovey-dovey romance stuff and the way the 10th Doctor's character arc kind of grows. And then, of course, you get the Tom Wolfe twist, and then it just falls flat on its face in the end of time. I'm sorry to say that. Number 17, the War Doctor, played by John Hurt. I can't really put the War Doctor higher because he's only had one appearance, but I'm kind of going this through the Big Finish side, because in Big Finish in the audios, he's got 4 great series with John Hurt, and they're absolutely amazing. I've got 2 of them, and John Hurt gives a great performance, and I really do enjoy the dark kind of war great nature that John Hurt gives us in his performance in Big Finish, which is absolutely amazing and brilliant, which is why I have to put him here. But there are some other Doctors I do actually quite enjoy over the War Doctor. Number 16, we have the First Doctor, played by Richard Hurndall in 1983 for the 5 Doctors. So this is the first time Doctor Who kind of recast the First Doctor's role after William Hartnell passed away, and Hurndall's Doctor doesn't seem like much like the First Doctor to me. Yes, of course, he has some great iconic moments. As it happens, I am the Doctor. The original, you might say. But there is some things in his performance where I don't really think that the First Doctor would do. Like, sitting in the TARDIS having a bit of food. I would have thought that the First Doctor would be the stubborn one with the 5th Doctor, where telling the companions to stay in the TARDIS, why them two go and walk to the Tower of Rassilon before. But instead, it's literally the Doctor walking out with Susan and Tegan, and the First Doctor's there with Tara and going like that. I don't think the First Doctor would have done that. The First Doctor is very I will say powerful, but the way the First Doctor was played by William Hartnell, I just can't imagine the First Doctor literally just letting his younger self to take the lead. I would have saw more. I actually do think that Richard Hurndall's Doctor should have just walked out with Peter Davison and have the 2 Doctors go to investigate the tower. That's how I think it should have happened, and it would have been brilliant. Number 15, David Bradley, aka the First Doctor, 2017 and 2022. David Bradley, I actually quite enjoyed his performance. Now, you're probably wondering why have I put him over Richard Hurndall? Because David Bradley's performance in the audios and in a little bit of Twice Upon a Time, I actually can see the First Doctor doing that. And the way the First Doctor meets the 12th Doctor, and the way the 12th Doctor is letting out these spoilers, and the reaction to the First Doctor, played by David Bradley, is done absolutely brilliant. And to be honest, David Bradley is my second favourite version of the First Doctor. And the fact that I've actually got to meet him at Comic-Con in November is just an absolutely brilliant, because it means I finally got to meet a First Doctor, which is something I absolutely love to say, because the First Doctor passed away with William Hartnell and Richard Hurndall, so David Bradley's the only one I can actually meet. Number 14, the 5th Doctor, played by Peter Davison. The 5th Doctor has really moved down in the list of Doctors for me, because the 5th Doctor kind of falls back a little bit, coming from the fantastic back of the Tom Baker era. The 5th Doctor feels more like a kind of a backwash sort of thing. He doesn't feel much like the way that Jon Pertwee, Tom Baker played the roles. Davison does try and do a unique role, and he tries to play it like the Doctor is an old man in a young man's body a little bit. But Matt Smith does it a lot better than Peter Davison did. Peter Davison has got some great stories in his era, but I just feel that he's literally trying to be a First Doctor .2 in some stuff. Specifically in his early season, in season 19, I see a little bit of echoes from the First Doctor. And the fact that this Doctor does try to help people, but it does end up going wrong in his face with the death of Adric and the departure of Nyssa and Tegan and Tarlo, and even killing Chameleon. But the fact he sacrifices his own life to save Peri is a fantastic redeeming arc. I really think the 5th Doctor's kind of arc is in season 21, which is why I do love season 21, because he has such a good arc than his previous 2 seasons. But season 20 does have the 5 Doctors, which I absolutely love. Number 13, we have the Fugitive Doctor, played by Jo Martin. Now, she has only had 1 main appearance, but a few cameos, but she's kind of had more appearances than the War Doctor, which is kind of I had to put her here. Plus, the Fugitive Doctor kind of feels more like a classic Doctor. The way she literally takes out the Jejun's horn, I can really imagine the 3rd Doctor doing that. So I really see echoes of the 3rd Doctor in her, or basically I see her before, because I'm literally going to say that she's before Hartnell and all that lot. So I actually do quite enjoy her performance, and I'm kind of looking forward to having me like a Big Finish series with her. Absolutely brilliant. Looking forward to it. In 12th place, we have the First Doctor, played by William Hartnell, the original First Doctor. William Hartnell plays the role so brilliantly and absolutely fantastic, but the other two aren't really as close to me for the First Doctor as William Hartnell did. William Hartnell just does absolutely amazing. He has a good character arc where he came in being this old grumpy old man, about to bash somebody's head in with a rock, and he just mellows over the course of time. And the fact that the First Doctor isn't the Doctor that basically we know, because the First Doctor does not go in interfering in other people's and planets. It's just kind of there walking through and trying not to intervene. He does intervene in some aspects, like in cases of the Daleks and stuff, but if it's like main past history stuff, he doesn't really seem to interfere. If you look at stories like, I don't know, Marco Polo, if you read the Target novelization, it's actually quite good. If you watch the Aztecs, he gives us that line, "You cannot rewrite history, not one line. Believe me, I know. I know." I really just love William Hartnell's performance as the First Doctor. The way he has that charm and the way he is very cunning is absolutely done brilliantly and fantastic. So, number 11. In 11th place, we have Christopher Eccleston, aka the Ninth Doctor. Now, Christopher Eccleston's performance as the Ninth Doctor, I absolutely love. I did have him in 8th place when I was literally originally written down this list, but because we've had 2 new incarnations in 2023, and I was trying to place where to put them, Eccleston has really moved down. It literally from 8th, 9th place, and then he's gone down to 11th. I actually do quite enjoy Eccleston's performance. Series 1, it is the best season or the best series of modern Doctor Who to me, because it feels like a continuation of Doctor Who, where you have none of the romance stuff. The soap opera sort of things do start happening in this series, but the show really does feel new and fresh, and Eccleston gives a great performance of this Doctor who's been through so much since we last saw him in the TV movie, and he's literally trying to find his own way back to his old ways, not the warrior way, which is quite brilliant. I do like Billy Piper with Christopher Eccleston, because there's no like lovey-dovey stuff going on there, but it is actually quite good. That's the first series. I love every single episode. I can't think of a bad episode. I have rewatched the series literally when the remasters came out, and I have kind of took out all of the original discs for the steelbooks, and I've kind of replaced them all with the, with the remastered versions that's just come out. So yeah, I actually love the remastered version. Series 1's absolutely brilliant. Eccleston's performance is brilliant, but the fact I've got 3 out of his 3 boxes of his adventures from for the Ninth Doctor adventures, it's absolutely done brilliantly, fantastic. And Christopher Eccleston gives us a fantastic performance. I really like it. Number 10. This will probably please some fans of mine, because nobody knows I don't like the 10th Doctor, and I have put him in 18th place. But in 10th place, we have the 14th Doctor, played by David Tennant. I actually quite enjoyed the 14th Doctor. David Tennant's performance as the 14th Doctor, it's kind of new and unique, but he does quite a few things, like the 10th Doctor kind of says, like Allons-y and stuff. But my God, the 14th Doctor, I just absolutely love this version of the Doctor. David Tennant plays this version of the Doctor so much better than the 10th Doctor. I kind of wish we had more with the 14th Doctor, but I'm hoping Big Finish will go, right then, we've kind of got a gap between the Power of the Doctor and basically the Skaro episode for Children We Need, Destination Skaro. They could have a little bit of a timey-wimey play with that, with the 14th Doctor in Big Finish, which I'm kind of looking forward to if they do it. The 14th Doctor, I just absolutely love. The style of his clothes is absolutely amazing. The mannerisms is... I love the fact that how basically he reacts to the stuff that the 13th Doctor found out, with the flux and all that, which is absolutely done brilliant, because when you see the 14th Doctor banging his hands on the side in that temper in Wild Blue Yonder, I do feel for the 14th Doctor. If it was the 10th Doctor, I'd be like, oh my God, here we go again with the overreacting. But the 14th Doctor just feels fresh and he feels new, and the fact that it's done so well, and the way literally the Doctor does kind of feel guilt in this incarnation with like Amy, Clara, Bill, Little Toymaker mentions, and the flux and Donna's there trying to tell the Doctor it's not his fault, he's got to step back. the 14th Doctor is just absolutely brilliant and amazing, and I do actually quite enjoy his performance. In 9th place, we've got the 15th Doctor, played by Ncuti Gatwa. Now, you're probably wondering, why have I put Ncuti Gatwa in 9th place? We've only had one episode. I just absolutely flipping love the energy this Doctor gives us. I mean, the fact that he's jumping from roof to roof to roof to go to Ruby to help him with the goblins and stopping her from eating her adoptive sister, well, the foster child, I actually quite love. I loved him in The Giggle as well, when he literally does the whole bi-generation. He has so much energy and so much possession, which is absolutely brilliant. And Ncuti Gatwa is absolutely fantastic in the role as the Doctor. I actually do feel Ncuti Gatwa is just brilliant as the Doctor. I cannot wait to see what his next season's going to bring. And I just cannot wait for more adventures with this new incarnation of the Doctor. I cannot wait, because I'm actually quite enjoying him. I know some fans aren't happy with Ncuti Gatwa, but I just absolutely love him. I think the 15th Doctor, I'm really looking forward to and seeing what happens in the future with him. In 8th place, we have the 11th Doctor, played by Matt Smith. Now, Matt Smith, he is my second favourite modern Doctor, and I am sorry to say that, but I just absolutely love Matt Smith's performance. The way, like Peter Davison was, an old man in a young man's body, where this one, the Doctor is really, really old and he's in a young man body. This is where I feel like what they tried to do with the 5th Doctor and the 11th Doctor are kind of like parallel, but the 11th Doctor feels more like the Doctor to me than the 5th Doctor actually did. But I absolutely love Matt Smith's performance, the way he's young, energetic, a bit like the 15th Doctor, and I'm quite looking forward to seeing. As I did say to a few friends of mine, I do see echoes of other Doctors in the 15. I do see a bit of 5 and 11 in him, and I do see a bit of the 3rd Doctor with the, you know, when he makes the gloves. I do think that's a bit of the 3rd Doctor. But Matt Smith's performance is done absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love he really gets the Doctor's anger well. Like when a good man goes to work, says, "Today is not a good day to find out why I have so many." I just absolutely love Matt Smith's performance. The way he goes, "Hello, I'm the Doctor," basically. Right. I just absolutely love Matt Smith's performance, and his Doctor is my second favourite Doctor in the modern era, which kind of says that Moffat, people think he's one of the worst writers and the worst showrunners, but the Moffat era is my favourite from modern Who, and I'm sorry to say that. I really do like the Moffat era. So, let's carry on ranking the Doctors. Number 7, we have the 6th Doctor, played by Colin Baker. Now, Colin Baker, I do have to put higher than Matt Smith and others, because Colin Baker's performance, yes, I don't think what they tried to do with him at the time wasn't right. I think Peter Capaldi had a better arc going on for his Doctor, because they did try to do exactly the same thing with these two incarnations, but I think the 12th Doctor got it right, where they kind of got the 6th Doctor wrong. But the 6th Doctor has redeemed himself in Big Finish with so many classic stories like The Juggernauts, The 6th Doctor's Last Adventure. Then, of course, we have Real Time, which is the 6th Doctor against the Cybermen. Hour of the Cybermen. It is a brilliant 6th Doctor story with UNIT trying to stop the Cybermen. The 6th Doctor's performance, yes, some people don't like him, but I actually prefer the season 22 counterpart than the season 23 counterpart. But I absolutely love the waistcoat and the red cravat for season 23. If we had those two in season 22, I think this is where the 6th Doctor would look absolutely brilliant and amazing. I just absolutely quite enjoyed Colin Baker's performance, and I have met this version of the Doctor. Number 6, we have the 3rd Doctor, played by Jon Pertwee. I'm currently rewatching The Sea Devils at the moment, and as I've been watching a lot of Pertwee lately. I have watched Spare from Space, Doctor Who and the Silurians, Terror of the Autons. I've watched The Mind of Evil. I've literally watching Connery's The Sea Devils. And I'm actually quite enjoying the 3rd Doctor's performance. And I could put him in 5th place, but I kind of enjoy one Doctor above him. But the 3rd Doctor is absolutely brilliant. He's action-packed, he's amazing, and just pure fantastic. And I just absolutely love it. Number 5. So in 5th place, we have the 8th Doctor, played by Paul McGann. Now, if I was going to buy the TV movie, he would be very, very low. But I'm adding Big Finish into this list, because the 8th Doctor has such a fantastic era in Big Finish. He has the first era post after the TV movie. Then, of course, you've got the Lucy Millet era. Then, of course, you've got the Dark Eyes era up to Stranded. And then you've got the Time War era. And the 8th Doctor has been through so much I mean, with the stuff with Charlie and, of course, with the way she departs, Lucy, the fact that she dies and the Doctor witnesses it, and, of course, he tries to run into the End of the Universe to try and escape from it. In Dark Eyes, he's literally being put onto missions by the Time Lords for him. And it's all this mystery around Molly O'Sullivan, who is my favourite 8th Doctor companion. I haven't really listened to Dune Collection. I've only got one box set of Ravelous, which I'm kind of like, because it's got a multi-master story in it. And I have got 2 boxes of the Time War. And the 8th Doctor has absolutely fantastic stories. And I really love Paul McGann's performance in Big Finish. Absolutely brilliant. Number 4. So in 4th place, we have the 12th Doctor, played by Peter Capaldi. Peter Capaldi, he is my favourite modern Doctor. I absolutely love his stuff. Yes, he has many bad episodes in his run, like Kill the Moon, Forest of the Night. Then, of course, we have some other stories that aren't as good. But Peter Capaldi's performance as the 12th Doctor is genuinely amazing. Even though he's in a bad story, he literally plays it to his best. Which is why Peter Capaldi is more like the Tom Baker to me. Because Tom Baker's Doctor, even though he has like some stories I don't enjoy, but he is still the good thing in them. Where Peter Capaldi is literally, there's got loads of bad episodes, bad scripts, but his acting ability is absolutely brilliant and amazing. He's got some great iconic Doctor moments, like with his Saigon War speech. And I just absolutely love Series 10. Series 10 is where the 12th Doctor really does stand for me, and I absolutely love it. Number 3. So in 3rd place, we have the 2nd Doctor, played by Sir Patrick Troughton, and my God, I love the 2nd Doctor. So the 2nd Doctor, he is the one that begins to start to interfere in other people's and planets' affairs. And we do kind of see that in Power of the Daleks straight away, where he literally becomes like the Earth Examiner and basically tries to get into this Earth colony on Vulcan, and basically finds out the Daleks are there, and then literally comes up with this plan to stop the Daleks. Absolutely brilliant. I also have to admit, I do love Patrick Troughton's performance in every single one of his stories, even the animation. I think some of the animations do get the 2nd Doctor absolutely spot on. There's one that I don't think got it spot on, but I still quite enjoy it because it's a Troughton story, which is Fury from the Deep. The animation's quite bad, but I'm just glad I got it because I actually love Patrick Troughton. And yeah, the 2nd Doctor is absolutely brilliant and fantastic, and I can't say any more about the 2nd Doctor. I'm sorry to say that, I really can't. Number 2. So in 2nd place, we have the 7th Doctor. Yes, the 7th Doctor. The 7th Doctor. What can I say about Sylvester McCoy? I absolutely love this era. I mean, some people look at McCoy's era like very stupidly and say, oh, it's not one of the big things about Doctor Who. But I consider this era to be so underrated. It's not appreciated by fans like it should be. I mean, yes, that Time of the Rani does have some bad moments in it, but that is because it was supposed to be written for Colin Baker. But if you look at Paradise Towers, Delta and the Bowman, Dragonfire, after Time of the Rani, that's when the 7th Doctor starts to build up for him, because he starts to manipulate people. And of course, you have people dying in that bus explosion in Delta and the Bowman, and the way he literally tries to manipulate the situation on Iceworld. And then, of course, it gets Ace. And then, of course, you go to Remembrance of the Daleks, Happiness Patrol, Silver Nemesis, and Greatest Show in the Galaxy. And that's where the Doctor starts to become a little bit more like a chess master McCoy. And then when you get to season 26, he's absolutely flat out and amazing. And his Big Finish audios are absolutely brilliant. I think Sylvester McCoy gives a fantastic performance in Big Finish, and I just quite enjoy his Doctor. And then, of course, number 1. So, nobody can come across this one. Tom Baker, the 4th Doctor. I just absolutely genuinely love the 4th Doctor. Yes, I know some seasons of his not many people love, but to be honest with you, I just love every single one of his seasons. There are a few stories, like in season 16, I just don't enjoy, but I still rewatch them because it's Tom Baker. If you put Tom Baker in any Doctor Who story, say if you put him in the modern era, say if you put him in Kill the Moon, I'll probably watch it because it's just Tom Baker. I just absolutely love Tom Baker's performance. I mean, the whole wisdom and the wise, and would you like a J, baby? Leela, I hope that girl Lily's in trouble. I just absolutely genuinely love the 4th Doctor. He's absolutely brilliant and amazing and fantastic. So that is me ranking all of the Doctors from 1963 down to 2024. So to give you a bit of a recap, so in 19th place we have Jodie Whittaker, the 13th Doctor. In 18th place we have the 10th Doctor. In 17th place, we have the War Doctor. We have Richard Handel for the First Doctor. In 16th place. In 15th place, we have David Bradley. In 14th place, we have the Fifth Doctor, Peter Davison. In 30th place, we have the Fugitive Doctor, Joe Martin. In first place, we have the First Doctor, played by William Hartnell. In 11th place, we have the Ninth Doctor, aka Christopher Eccleston. Then, of course, in 10th place, we have the 14th Doctor, played by David Tennant, and I just absolutely love the 14th Doctor more than the 10th Doctor, and I'm sorry to say that. In 9th place, we have Ncuti Gatwa, just because I just absolutely love his first story, and I cannot wait for the next series. In 8th place, we have the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith. In 7th place, we have the 6th Doctor, Colin Baker. In 6th place, we have the 3rd Doctor, John Pertwee. In 5th place, we have the 8th Doctor for Paul McGann. In 4th place, we have the 12th Doctor for Peter Capaldi. In 3rd place, we have the 2nd Doctor, Patrick Troughton. In 2nd place, we have the 7th Doctor, Sylvester McCoy. And, of course, number 1, the 4th Doctor, aka Tom Baker, who is the best Doctor of them all. And I repeat that, Tom Baker is the best Doctor of them all, right? That's absolutely one thing I'm just going to say. But that's absolutely brilliant, I think, ranking all of the Doctors. The next one I'll do this will probably be in January 2025, because I'm hoping that Ncuti does kind of move up from 9th place and hopefully moves up a bit more higher. I've got a load of expectations of him because I just absolutely love that first episode of his. So let me know in the comments, how do you rank all of the Doctors? How do you rank them all? Or if you want to, let me know how you rank just the 15. If you don't want to include Joe Martin, David Bradley, Richard Handel and John Hurt into the list. If you want, let me know. Please do like, subscribe and share. And join me for more awesome Doctor Who content. And let me know what you think of the 15th Doctor, or what you thought of the 14th Doctor. Thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share. And join me for more awesome Doctor Who content.